I have a taxi story, by the way, when we have moment.
Oh. Should we get the Harry Chapin music started?
The show or an actual taxi story?
As I was leaving here last week on my way home.
What happened? Did you get in a car accident?
Well, kind of like an accident. I wouldn't say yes. We're driving, and I was talking to him and annoying him as to which way I want him to go, and we were headed toward the horses on Central Park South, and we did hear a loud thud, and I heard the cabbie go, ah! And I saw a homeless guy fly over the hood of the cab and smash against the windshield. He had hit a homeless man. Get out of here! He hit a bum on a bike. He hit a bum on a bike, and the guy looked like Grady from Sanford and Son, which is how I knew he was homeless. It was really disturbing because it happened so fast. I heard like, and then you see the guy thud, bounce off the window, and I'm like, he just killed a guy.
You just saw him bounce off the window?
He bounced off the window, dude. He hit he thudded off the hood, the window, and then hit the ground. And he just laid there. I'm like, this guy's dead. And 5 seconds later, he pops up, and a cop pulls up who had been right by Columbus Circle. And the homeless guy's like, I'm all right. I'm all right. And,
Jesus Christ, another commercial?
What is that?
I don't know.
You okay, sir? Sir?
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
He was okay, and the amazing thing was, the cabbie was such scum because the guy, it was the homeless guy's fault. He came right out in the green and got hit. But when the cop's like, you want to do anything? And the homeless guy's like, no, I'm all right. And his bike had a huge dent in the wheel. So it was like a crescent moon, his bike wheel.
So and he rode off on it?
No, he pushed it. He was pushing it. It was like, the wheel couldn't turn. But the homeless guy goes to the cabbie. He goes, you want to give me $20? And the cabbie should have thrown him $20. And the cabbie's like, no, I don't. So the homeless guy's like, all right. Like, he just didn't know how to drive a hard bargain. He was like, all right. And he just walked away with his broken bike. But
could it have been like a scam he does?
No, because the bike was dented. He really hit by
the cabbie wouldn't give him $20?
No, and all the...
He's insane.
The homeless guy could have said, you know what? The light was green for me.
Absolutely.
And immediately he could have gone to the hospital. And the cabbie's insurance, when you hit a person, your insurance goes up more than $20 a year.
Yeah, I would think.
And that dummy didn't give him any money. And he said what the homeless guy did is, as the car was about to hit him, he said the homeless guy looked, and this is the genius move. He took his legs, and he raised his legs real quick, and so the bike is what got hit by the car.
Oh,
the fender didn't hit his shin or his leg.
Oh, smart.
What a great move by a guy who doesn't understand that you shouldn't go to the bathroom in your pants. Like that man doesn't understand that inside is better than outside, and yet he knew the physics of lifting his legs
just in time
in a crisis. So yeah, that was.
That is amazing. You must have felt like they were filming a movie or something.
He was okay.
As you're watching this, like, this has to be a movie.
God, wow! Does it look like it does in the movies? Is it cool? Does it come out of nowhere and just like
so fast
surprise you?
It's so fast because the cabbie's reaction, I heard, and he was veering towards the horses. I'm like, oh my guy's gonna hit a horse. And then when I heard that, like, and the thud, and you just see a man bouncing off the windshield.
Like, wow, that's cool.
We were moving too, man. We were doing 20, 25
Did he break the windshield?
No, he did not break the windshield. It was more. I guess the impact is mostly on the hood.
It's probably all the padding of all the coats the homeless guys wear.
Yeah, true. That'll save him.
It's like hitting a big cotton ball. A dirty cotton ball.
A
filthy,
a smelly cotton ball.
One that's used to like clean your shoes. Oh, by the way, I was in a hotel and I had suede shoes, and they do this thing where they'll brush up your shoes for you at night. So I'm like, with my girlfriend, we're gonna go see her family, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. And they shined my suede shoes.
What?
I don't know. They're foreign.
Aren't they ruined?
They're horrible. She said they look like a homeless guy's shoes that like have been polished up. They
ruined them.
They ruined my shoes. They bought me new ones.
Why would you polish?
I don't know. My $90 Rockports, because I have bad feet. My feet, it's hard for me to walk. I have fat feet.
Oh, that's funny.
I need wides.
Tragic.
Yeah, my 8.5 wides.
Tim, what's up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
I live in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I'm making a right off of a side street onto a main road.
Yeah.
And that's, that's why they tell you to ride your bike with traffic.
Oh, well, yeah, with traffic. You're right.
So, yeah, I'm looking out my driver's side window. I make the right-hand turn. this guy comes off like the curb, kind of like in the air. I had a little shiv. I took him out. At his bike. He went flying over like into the other lane. As I swerved to miss him, I hit his wife.
Wow.
Did you kill her, or is she all right?
It was no, I didn't kill anyone, but he was all bloody and drunk. They had 2 bottles of Budweiser on him, and in the police report it said 2 bottles of Budweiser were found at the scene. They were frothy and fresh.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Wow. All right, thank you,
Well,
sir.
good for you.
I love phone calls, sir.
No,
you don't.
Kathy,
No.
Virginia, what's up?
Happy phone call Thursday.
No.
Let's see.
No, I just wanted to call and tell Jimmy that I listen every morning. I didn't realize how much I miss him. When he's gone, it's terrible. I really like him.
Oh, thank you,
Well,
Kathy. I
thanks.
like you.
Well, he's back,
I'm
so.
glad you're back. I missed you.
Thank you.
All right, Kathy, thank you.
Thanks.
We got lots
Bye.
of good things to talk about today on the show. We got a missing girl that led a secret life as an internet porn star.
Yes, we were looking at some of her pictures. We were perusing some of her pictures online.
How does
Girl?
this, huh?
Is it Tub Girl?
Tub Girl.
My favorite. A naughty one.
How does this story go?
Girl is missing. College student?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
A missing Kansas college student believed to be the victim of foul play apparently led a double life as an internet porn star by the name of Zoe Zane. Nude photos of 18-year-old Emily Sanders appeared on a Zoe Zane website before she vanished, and investigators are looking into whether her modeling had anything to do with her disappearance last Friday.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I think that would be an absolute yes, right?
Yeah.
She enjoyed it. She's a young teenage girl. She wanted to be in the movies and enjoyed movies. She needed the extra money. Nikki Watson, a close friend of Sanders at blah, blah college. Nobody in El Dorado knew besides her close friends. Sanders' brother, Jacob, confirmed that the nude woman picture on the website is his sister.
Oof.
Sanders was last seen leaving
The brother had to identify the
nude photos.
pictures.
By a mole on the thigh.
Sanders was last seen leaving a bar in El Dorado about 30 miles from Wichita, with a man identified as Israel Morales, 24. Sanders and Morales had met that night at the bar, according to Watson.
Oh, boy.
After Morales did not show up Saturday at his job at an Italian restaurant, his employer went to the motel room where he was staying. His motel room was found to appear in great disarray.
Great disarray.
Great disarray. And a large quantity of blood was found in the room. What the F did this guy do?
A large quantity of blood.
That's not good.
No.
Bed clothing was
It's not
found.
like, ooh, I was shaving. Or, ooh, I was shaving and 5 gallons of blood ended up on the floor.
Yeah.
Probably raped her and killed her in a panic or drug, and then just beat it out of town.
Well,
Yeah.
and then it says bed clothing was found to be missing. So now he's like, has to like kind of pile up the bloody sheets and blankets, get rid of that evidence, but leave the rest of it. He must have tried, like, all right, maybe I could clean this motel room up and no one's going to notice. And then halfway through went, oh my God.
All right, let me just get rid of the body.
I got to get the F out of here.
Just the body, and I'll leave the blood.
Sandra recently signed a contract for the pornographic work on the website and told her parents about it on Thanksgiving, Watson said.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, her
I'm a
boyfriend-
porn star.
Her boyfriend broke up with her because he did not approve. Of course not. So there you go. She was living a double life.
Wow. Was she having sex in the porn stuff, or was it solo stuff? Do we know?
I think it was pretty much
All I saw was solo pictures.
like webcam stuff, right?
Oh, that's pretty hot. Boy,
No, like hot pictures.
Really? And he didn't like that?
I guess not.
I guess he was just banging guys. That would probably disturb me. But
That's all we saw, though. Who knows what she was doing? If she went to the bar and just picked some guy up and goes to a hotel room, maybe she was hooking or something.
Oh.
I'm just speculating.
wow.
Yes.
That's hot.
Maybe that was going on.
But then again, why the blood? I mean, who knows? Maybe the guy was a crazy person. He might have been a crazy person.
Guy was probably one of those nuts.
Let's say hi to Eric in Jersey. Eric?
Good morning, boys. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hi, Eric.
Okay, so I was driving my car. I got my car fixed, so I was driving home. And I'm got when this kid, like, comes down in front of me, like an 8-year-old kid on his bike. I slam on my brakes, and I just, like, nudge him, but it was enough to knock him off his bike. So I'm shaking. I'm freaking out. The mother comes running up to my window, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, is he okay? She's like, I tell him not to ride in the street all the time. Don't worry about him. And I'm like, well, all right. So let me go. It's great.
Oh, so there you go. You got out of that one, huh?
Yeah, I thought I killed the kid, but she's like, oh, are you okay? Don't worry about him.
Wow.
It was funny.
That's good, though. What a loyal woman.
It was funny. Trust me. Trust me when I say it was funny.
I never hit anyone. Knock on wood. I've never had anyone roll off my windshield before.
No, it's when I was 15, my friends Chris and Jason were crossing Route 130 in New Jersey, and Chris saw Jason get hit on bike. He was killed. He was. They were on their bicycles, and that was the first friend I had that was killed.
Happy little story, thanks.
But I'm just saying that, it really messed Chris up bad.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally right behind. They were following your friend across the highway.
Yeah.
And he got clipped, or his friend was following him, but he got a good clipping at 60.
Oh,
yeah, that's awful. Little bike went flying.
Let's go to Adam in Middletown. Adam.
Shoes? Did he come out of his shoes?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, where they just
Everyone comes out of their shoes.
the shoes just sitting on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Awful. Adam, what's up?
Not much. I hit a kid on a bike one time. It scared the shit out of me.
Oh, did it?
I just got my driver's license, and I was driving to get my parents some food for dinner, and I pulled out from an intersection. This little black kid on a bike just all of a sudden appeared over the hood of my car. I almost shit my pants. Scariest thing in the world that can happen to you.
How about you try to keep it clean for the radio?
Does anyone understand?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm listening on XM. I forgot.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
I'm actually watching as you're talking, Adam. There's footage on Channel 7 of safety testing. They're showing a guy getting hit.
Yeah.
It was like a dummy. You know how they have those dummy simulations, and the car.
Well, I thought you meant like a retard.
Oh no, the car would have been dented. He'd still be standing there eating his multicolored lollipop, and the car would be dented around him. Right, hit a light pole.
Just think cartoon.
And he would just be jumping up and down in a circle with the swirly multicolored lollipop and a hat with a propeller on it.
All right, listen, stop with the phone call Thursday so we can get some real phone calls on the show today. We've been doing real well with that. 877-212-O&A. Jimmy's back. It's Opie and Anthony. Stay there.
Opie and Anthony, Bad Boy Radio host.
Opie and Anthony.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Phone number 877-212-O&A. Chris has reminded me that I did hit somebody. I like what Jimmy saw the other day, though. Chris, go ahead. I know what you're going to say, but go ahead. You say it.
Hey, a couple of years back, I remember you telling a story about hitting a guy, and he just hauled up and punched your mirror off.
Yeah, punch the side view mirror right off your car.
I'm noticing something about the phone calls. I don't know if it's this guy's call, but this is the second call in a row where the quality has been kind of bad. We'll have to take a close look at that. I tapped a guy when I was driving out of the city with Anthony one day back in the day. I tapped him, though. Because the light was green, and the guy decided he was going to show me who's boss by just strolling across the intersection.
That's what the pedestrians do. If there's too much traffic for you to cross the intersection, even though you have a green light, you do the right thing and you stop because you don't want to be in the middle of the intersection when the light turns red. But then when traffic clears up in front of you and you're able to go because the light's still green, the pedestrians have been crossing in front of you. And they should notice that you now have an opening, the light is green for you, and let you go. I don't care if they're in the crosswalk. They got that big red hand that says, don't walk. And that's when I will just map and go and get them out of the way. And this guy didn't want to move. So Opie kind of rolled up a little bit and gave him a little hip check with his vehicle. And the guy didn't find it amusing, funny, or anything. He walked up to my side, where I was a passenger, so I, as the tough guy I was, quickly slammed down the lock on the door. And he punched the side view mirror right off the truck. But it hung there from the cable that you used to adjust it.
Yeah, I tapped a monster, basically.
Yeah.
This guy was a monster. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he one swipe took out that side view mirror. And then that thing hung with that wire or that thick
just
wire.
Scraping the paint off in a perfect circle.
For months, it just turned into a perfect circle on the side of my car. And the car was nice at the time. Just ruined my car because of my stupidity of tapping this guy in the intersection.
I was driving one time down Route 130 again because I grew up around there. There's a lot of oh my God, I was almost killed when I was still smoking pot. Me and my friend Steve Giacalona. Steve was an animal. We used to smoke cigarettes in his car and then just flick the ashes on the rug. He was a savage. And we were both high out of our minds one time, and we were crossing Route 1 on Route 130. And we were crossing the light, and we heard, and a gas tanker had run the light.
Wow.
And you do see your life flash before your eyes. I saw it. It was in an instant. I saw everything. And Steve jammed on the brakes and the rig had to be doing 70 miles an hour. The back two wheels on the 18-wheeler yanked our bumper off. Like
Wow.
it was that close to being under the
and just
trailer and being completely dead
an
people.
inferno.
It was the bumper got ripped off, and the guy pulled over, and then Steve actually stopped and pulled over and talked to the guy, and they exchanged his insurance, and then we got in the car and drove across the highway, and Steve pulled over and cried. It was just a delayed reaction that we almost got killed. That was
It starts sinking in.
It was like your body, you go into shock. It's almost like when a relative dies, how you prepare for the funeral. It's almost like you avoid the horribleness of it by doing things.
Yeah.
And that's what this was. The insurance exchange was a thing. It was a process. And we crossed the highway and pulled over, and he wept like, I don't know, like some grandmother, to quote Brando in Apocalypse Now. But I didn't think anything of it like he was faggy or anything, because I was sitting there going like, when you're high, nothing wrecks your high like an 18-wheeler ripping your bumper off. It's a high ruiner.
You got to allow him a good cry after that.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's something you don't make fun of. You're like, oh my, you should be crying along with him if you had any emotions.
Anytime Jimmy tells a story like that, all I do is picture the animation in my head.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because that is a perfect story to animate.
Well, because he uses real names, which makes it really funny for some reason.
And I'm just seeing them smoking pot, the little high cartoon characters driving in the car, the tractor trailer going,
I'll only use real names if it's not a slanderous story. Like,
of course.
He obviously wouldn't care.
I never cried. He's going to sue you. I did not cry.
I got a picture of me and Steve, because Steve looked like he was 40 back when he was 17. He said he was like one of the. He had like Donnie Brasco glasses. I wonder whatever happened to him. He had these like, they were kind of always tinted. And I got a picture of me and him together. I just found when I was like 19 and in my like white homeboy phase, with my hat tilted to the side. It was just a couple of asses.
No, the real.
You should have been hit by that
was
tanker.
Awful. That was God driving, trying to save me from embarrassing myself. You're not black.
Let's say hi to Dave in Illinois. Dave, what's up? Speaking of trucks, by the way, that's why we go to Dave. Dave, go ahead. Dave has a really good story, but I think we might have lost it.
Hey, Dave.
Ran over a guy with my semi once.
Ooh.
Is that guy still on the phone? Maybe his name's not Dave.
I think he's gone.
All right.
You know what I hit one time driving, which was very upsetting? I ran over a dead dog. I was coming home one night. I ran over it was like a dead German Shepherd, but it was a loud thump, a horrible thump. And I pulled over, of course, and I saw there was a dead dog. And I knew I didn't kill it, because as I drove up, I kind of saw something and hit it. And it was laying in the road. So
Opie probably killed it.
it had a knife sticking out of his liver.
Easy. Maybe he was just taking a nap and you did really kill him.
Maybe he was very tired. He just made it halfway across the highway. He's like, stretch.
I hit a big ugly possum once where, same thing, thud, over both wheels, where the car kind of goes up in the air a little bit. It's such a creepy feeling.
I pulled over and I saw what it was, and I did cry on the way home because I thought it was like somebody's pet, and I felt so sad that I killed somebody's pet. It was around a holiday. I don't remember what it was, many years ago.
Dog is not coming home.
Yeah,
No,
the
not.
parents will just say that the dog ran away. Don't worry about it, Jimmy.
Were you done?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had an old Mustang years ago, and the brakes were bad. So I went to get the brakes fixed. And driving back from the place that fixed the brakes, I'm coming down a hill. I step on the brakes, nothing.
Oops.
I mean, nothing.
They didn't tighten something.
And I'm going right into a main road, like a major just road. There was nothing I could do. I just shot across this road, and by the grace of God, nothing was coming through at that second that I blasted through. But a tractor trailer passed by right after that, and I'm just thinking 2 seconds. Yeah. Like if I just would have been driving a little slower. And I did pull over and just started shaking like crazy. Like your body just, your mind transfers that to your body, and your body just loses control.
That's a nice shot of adrenaline that hit.
Oh,
that's adrenaline being
and
released.
I had to, at the end of the road, because I shot out of this road into a main road, but it didn't go all the way across. It was just a chain link fence and a sump on the other side. So I also had to like wrench the wheel
and turn so I wouldn't fly into the sump. It was like a movie scenario.
It was horrible.
Your sinus is clear. You ever have your sinuses clear? When something horrifying like that happens, it's all done. Like I can breathe really well.
Yeah,
like when my adrenaline
for a
rushes
few
like
seconds,
that.
yeah.
That's your body
yeah,
preparing for horrible things.
Yeah, your
For
body,
death.
your body just sucks all the fluids back in.
Your body, like that's why I want to punch myself in the face sometimes because my nose is stuffed. I'm like, when I have an adrenaline rush, my head clears. So your body can do it when it wants to.
Yeah, then why can't it just do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's go to Al in New York. Al, listening on K. What's up, Al?
What do you say, Al?
Wow, who are these? Hold on. Who are these naked broads?
Zoe Zane.
Oh, that's the gone chick. Which one is she?
Did you just say Zoe Zane S?
No, chick.
Oh, chick. Okay.
She's the one on the right?
Yeah, with the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz.
Wait, she's dead now?
Well, there was a large quantity of blood found in her hotel room.
Get that off my screen.
Why?
I want to see more of her. She's hot.
Look, nah, it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot knowing she's dead now.
I don't know. She's dead. She's
die.
missing, and there was a large quantity of blood.
They're saying that
She
could have
killed the guy. She could have killed the guy.
I can still scrap looking at Jane Mansfield photos, and we all know where her head wound up in the old shoulder.
in a bowling bag.
It certainly did. Boy, she was with a friend named Steve who didn't hit the brakes in time. and,
Oops.
And that little head came right off.
Oh, God.
He smashed that little man. What a lovely head to lop off to.
What's up,
Take that
Al?
home with you.
And none of the guys she dated noticed for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because her cans were so nice.
It's like finally she shut up.
That's right, folks. I'm gone for a few days, and I'm back with Jane Mansfield jokes. You missed nothing.
Hey, Al, what's up?
Ooh.
Hey.
I just got a story. It's almost in the same area on Route 17, parallel. First day of daylight savings, going to work, come around a corner, I see a tractor trailer on the other side of the road, and the next thing I know, the world just blacks out. And everything slows down. And I'm like, why can't I see the sky? And I can't figure it out, and I can see the ground, but no sky. I realize it's a tractor trailer. Swing the car to the left for whatever reason, go halfway under the tractor trailer, and the back wheel kicks me out. Saves my life.
Wow.
Total car is completely crushed. If I had a passenger, they'd be decapitated from the shoulders down.
Wait,
Hold on, sir.
Did you...
Let me discuss his remark about
Yeah.
decapitated from the shoulders down.
That's a little...
Sarah,
That's kind of tough to pull off there,
I meant
sir.
from I meant from the stomach up. I mean, it was that low.
All right, wait, but did your...
Stomach up.
Did your... We all know. Did your Honda pass under the tractor trailer?
Yeah, it went, like, when I went to the left, and it's a two-door Honda Civic. So when I swung the car to the left, I started to spin out. So the entire passenger side went under the tractor trailer. That's why it was crushed so low.
because your instinct is to turn away from it.
Yeah, I was trying. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went to the left for whatever reason, and then the back wheel of the tractor trailer kicked me out. Hit the front of my car, knocked me out before I spun under too.
So another say half a second, and you would have been decapitated from the ankles up. This guy counts.
I had one toe left.
Yeah.
What a buffoon.
If his toe got cut off, he would have said I was decapitated from the middle toe up. It's all decapitation.
He decapitates himself when he clips his toenails.
Let me tell you what's weird about it, though, is everything goes in slow motion, and
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at my legs and saying, wow, when are they going to be crushed? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the...
It is amazing how
the
quick
cracking
your
of my-
mind can process what's
Information.
going on and make you think about things. You're like, oh, I'm in real deep trouble here. I hope it ends quickly, or I hope I spin out and end up okay, but it's still going on, and we'll all have to just see how this ends. All right, that tire's really big, and it's coming towards me.
There's
Like,
a
your mind could just kind of...
That's the conversation you have in your head, and in real time, that was like a quarter of a
It's just
second.
like this.
Yeah.
That's it.
I never saw anything. I never saw
Yeah.
anything except the sunlight below. It was the first day of daylight savings time.
I know. You said
We know that, and
All
the
right, Al.
decapitation
Thank
from
you.
the stomach up.
Woody Allen had a very funny bit years ago about getting ready to be hung, and he's like, He goes, and my life flashed before my eyes, and I'm seeing myself as a kid at the general store buying gingham for Emmy Lou. And then I realized it's not my life. He's like, I'm about to die, and the wrong life is flashing in front of my eyes. What a smart guy.
He's amazing. Roy, New York, what's up?
Hi.
Roy.
Yo.
Let's go.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
You guys grew. Listen, I used to do auxiliary police, which is volunteer police officer here in New York City.
Yeah.
I was out in the corner doing patrol. The funniest thing just happened. This guy's on rollerblades going across the street. The guy's making a left turn. Boom! Knocks him out. Guy gets out the car, punches him in the mouth, gets back in the car, and drives off.
Wait, so the guy that hit the rollerblader jumps out of his car, and he's so pissed off he has to punch the rollerblader that he just hit in the face?
Right. So the guy comes on, guys, can you help me? He just punched me in my face, but it was too funny. We couldn't see the plate or the model of the car because the guy just took off.
Did a hell of a job there,
Funny.
sir. All right, thank you. Let's go to Dave in
Is it what
Philly.
some people find funny?
Dave in Philly not listening on WISP.
Hey,
How are you, Dave?
All right, how you doing? Hey,
Good.
love you. Love the show.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hey, I got hit with about 12, 13 on my brother's bike. Carried the bike home, bent up in two pieces, basically. And when I got there, he kicked the crap out of me for looking at his bike. I had a broken arm from the accident. Car hit me doing probably about 40. I ended up in the hospital with broken teeth and a broken arm. Broken teeth from my brother. I'm nice, huh?
So your brother punches you because you wrecked his bike?
That's understandable.
Yeah.
I guess when you're 12 or 13, it's understandable.
You don't care. As long as he's walking, you can punch him.
Yeah, you're like, you seem okay.
You're
now,
fine.
Now I got to hit you for wrecking my bike. Let's go to Danny the trucker. Almost done with this. Danny, what's up?
Hey guys, good morning.
Hey.
I was in Philly. Unloaded my first load, and then I was going across town to pick up another load. Luckily, I was only doing about 30 mile an hour. Come across this, I think it was a bowling alley. There's a bunch of kids out in front, and there was a dump truck parked on the side of the street, and I had one guy walk right out in front of me, and I swerved just in time to miss him with the cab of the truck, but I think the nose of the trailer hit him. I got the truck stopped just in time and looked in my mirror to see his head move, lunge forward, because it was the trailer tires that moved it. You know, I just about ran over his head with the damn trailer tires.
Yeah, that could have made a mess.
Yeah, and then, you know, he was drunk off his butt, which is actually probably what saved his life. And, you know, he's like, oh, I'm okay. And, you know, I'm sitting there, what do I do? You know, and I figured there was enough people there. They called the cops, and I got kind of pulled off the street a little bit. And sure enough, the cop came and talked to the people up there, and I was waiting for him to come. And
Then what happened? Jesus Christ, all right. Going to run us through the story you told when you got home that night?
And then my insurance rates went up.
Yeah, I got the bill, so I opened the envelope.
Right.
Right. A lot of pedestrians in the city get hit by tractor trailers and buses because they stand in the road waiting to cross the street. And the tractor trailers, you know, it's pretty tight here in Manhattan. So they got to cut the corners. And the people look and see the front of the tractor trailer is way out in the intersection, not even close to them.
Yeah.
But by the time the back end of it gets into the intersection, it's pretty much scraping on the curb. So they're standing there not looking, and the rear tires just run them over. And that's it. Bye-bye.
A lot of the bike dudes get hit. Can we get a stat today, E-Rock? How many pedestrians get killed in New York City by being run over?
Yeah, and I
supposedly it's like well over like one a week. One a week here in Manhattan.
And let me tell you something. I don't know what the deal is, but when you're driving down in Chinatown,
why would you be driving down to Chinatown?
Well, there's people that live down there. They got to go see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big piece of Manhattan.
I have friends that live down there and stuff.
Sometimes you got to go to Brooklyn. It's the fastest way to cross over.
Yeah, you get the Brooklyn Bridge, One Police Plaza. It's over there. But, you know, you got to drive through Chinatown. And people will walk right out in front of your car. And you're constantly reading about Asian women, older Asian women getting hit by cars. Constantly. They just shuffle out in the middle of the street. They do not look.
Maybe it's an insurance scam.
No, because they're usually dead.
Oh.
They just get, whaled.
Maybe they're really team players.
Yeah, well, I'll take one for the family. Could be.
Oh, wow. This is a hell of a way to start a morning show, by the way, with these horrific stories, but very interesting. Let's go to Maine. It's Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's up, Owen?
Hey.
Yeah, no, I pulled up the end of my boss's driveway one day, and waiting for traffic to clear on a major route, and all of a sudden, screeching tires both ways. I look and I see this tan thing flying through the air. What I thought was a deer. It was a guy wearing a Carhartt suit, so it looked like a deer. And, of course, his boots, he came right out of his frickin' boots. And so I called up 911, said, oh, someone hit a deer. And then everyone gets out, starts looking, and I go over and look. It's a guy. He jumped right out in front of a truck.
To kill himself?
Yeah, to kill himself.
Oh.
The poor driver of that truck, man, he was all messed
So
up.
what finally tipped you off that it wasn't a deer? Was it the orange hat? Or was it the note that he left behind?
I walked over.
I have Lyme disease. I can't handle it.
Oh, by the way, you don't want to know what it's like to have your foot crushed. I've lost my toes in an accident. That is painful.
Were we
Nice
taking
non sequitur.
Were we taking toe crushing stories and I didn't know?
You're right, sir. He's like, you wouldn't want to know what it's like to have your toes crushed, as if we challenged it to say it seems fun.
No, I want to know.
How many did you lose?
Well, I lost all of my big one, half of my second one, and just the top of the third one.
What did you do? How'd
I
that
was
happen?
wearing steel-toed boots, and I was on a job site. Someone had disengaged the hydraulics and rigged it up. So when I stepped out of the Bobcat, the hydraulics didn't disengage. So when I stepped back in, I got caught, hit a foot pedal, and it brought the bar down over my steel-toed boots.
Oh,
that has got to be painful. Those nerve endings, man.
That's a nasty
At
one.
the end of your fingers and your toes.
You had two little loose toes in your shoes?
Just think of a tube of toothpaste. That's what it did to my big toe.
I thought we didn't want to know.
Yeah.
Remember a little while ago you said you don't want to know?
Do you remember?
You could have saved us that horrific visual. Bob, Missouri, what's up? We're taking a break, but what do you got?
Yeah, hey, man, I used to drive a big truck on the road, and I had a guy jump off the overpass in front of hit the windshield and slid under the truck, and I ran over him. He committed suicide in front of him, splattered him all over the highway. They had shovels out there shoveling him up.
Man, look, man, there's people listening to us right now. There are people listening right now that are going to kill themselves someday.
Yeah.
Leave us out of it.
Yeah, stop already.
Leave us out of it.
Yeah, he was nuts.
Seriously, I know you're nuts, but please leave us out of it. We don't need that horrific visual in our heads for the rest of our lives.
Don't jump out a window. Don't stand in front of a train.
Remember the time we were doing afternoons here in New York, and we got word that there was a guy splattered like pizza on the sidewalk?
Yeah, that was in front of the old Harley Davidson.
And we got some pictures of it and everything, and we threw it up on a website back in the day. But it was a big story here. The guy decides to kill himself, jumps out a window. I forgot how high up, 15, let's say 15, somewhere between 15 and 20
yeah, it was pretty
stories.
high up.
And the guy, as he falls, is this woman just walking. It's lunchtime. And the guy
just barely brushed her.
as just before he hit the sidewalk. And that's what she has to remember for the rest of her life, how close she was to being killed by this ass.
I love guys that jump naked so their body splats. There are people that jump naked just so their body goes all over the place.
Sexy.
Yeah. Just a big, because, clothes will kind of hold it in a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going all over the place.
A little redecorating in the plaza.
I was reading an article on like suicide or whatnot. And a lot of these big cities, a lot of these landmarks, the workers at these landmarks have to be fully aware that people will travel to this particular landmark just to kill themselves. I mean, the most famous one is the Golden Gate Bridge out there in San Francisco.
Yeah, people love that.
People will travel from all over the world to kill themselves by jumping off that bridge. But that's not the only big landmark or structure that people decide to kill themselves on,
Yeah, people want this connection with things, I guess.
They do it with the bridges here in New York, the Empire State Building. They attempt it every once in a while. But for some reason, it's the thing to do. Kill yourself at a famous site or landmark.
Did you hear a story about people dumping remains, like when they cremate somebody in Disney?
What?
Yeah, a woman was caught dumping remains of a loved one in Pirates of the Caribbean in the water. and apparently this has been going on for quite some time.
People want to be there?
Yeah, people have been dumping remains of loved ones in various attractions at Disney. Because, if people really like Disney, they want to kind of sprinkle their ashes there.
What do you got, Sam?
Just being on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and getting a big face full of Uncle Ted.
Yeah, just getting...
Now, hold on. It's going to be the wildest ride this side of the Pecos. And you might get ashes in your face. Yeah. No flash photography. I just want to be dumped at Disney. Little kids vomiting all the time on you. Awful.
Let's. We were going to stop this, but this guy ran over a hooker. I mean, come on. Sean, Jersey, what's up?
Playing GTA?
Yeah, how you doing? I'm a police officer, and I was on route patrol on a police motorcycle when a hooker ran across the highway going to a truck stop. Never even seen her. Hit her, broke 2 femurs, her hip, her back. I broke my left arm.
Is she okay? I mean, she lived finally?
Yeah, she ended up living, yes, and I still have the rods in my arm.
I heard the hooker
Guess where she has them. In her face.
Is it true she had to spend the next 6 months on her back?
In a body cast.
Yeah. All right, Sean, thank you. Jimmy, anything else happened to you on vacation? Because that killed an hour.
Killed an hour.
Yes, when we get back, I did the Gene Simmons roast, which was much more fun than I thought it would be.
Really?
And I booked New Year's Eve in Long Island. Tickets on sale tomorrow at the North Shore Theater.
New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve in Long Island.
Is it the North Fork Theater?
Yes,
or
it's an 8 o'clock show.
You said North Shore.
Whatever, I don't know. The old Westbury.
Right.
The old Westbury Music Fair. Why do they have to change the name and make it confusing for everybody?
I don't know what North
Now you
Fork
drive
is.
by the place, it looks like it's just like it's a big bank.
Yeah.
Where's Westbury Music Fair?
Oh, it's a bank now. I gotta see a show at a bank.
I just see a logo for a bank. I'm confused. Where did the venue go?
But you know what? You eventually do stop saying that because now I called Continental Arena the Meadowlands for years, and now I'll go, they're over Continental. It eventually did get to me. Like you do start
catches on. Yeah.
You can't help yourself. So
I'm not a fan of naming buildings after corporate like companies because it's just boring.
Man,
it's just boring. Like, you know what I mean? They used to have cool names for arenas and stuff, and now it's like it's named after a bank or something. It's not the same thing.
But if I owned a place, I'd probably do it. Like
the money they get for doing it, how could they refuse? But maybe they could take the corporate money and then still make a cool name somehow.
Yep.
That's all I'm getting at. What? The Izod Center. What's that?
It's not Continental anymore. It's Izod.
They just changed it.
When did they change it?
2 weeks ago.
No,
Are you kidding
this is
me?
New Jersey. This is not the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah.
Why would anyone say I'm going to the Izod Center? Are you?
They lost a lot of their stuff to the new Prudential building that built in Newark, and Continental just didn't want to do the upkeep anymore, so now it's the Izod Center.
So now we won't be able to say Continental. Everyone will still call it Continental.
But see, Continental, boring. Prudential Center, boring. Izod Center, boring. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'll tell you what is exciting. North Fork Theater.
Right.
They say at Westbury, just so you kind of know where you are.
Yeah.
The North Fork Theater at Westbury, as if it's a resort.
That's where Jimmy's going to be New Year's. We got to take a break. It's Opie and Anthony. Stay there.